Continue. Hi all, welcome to this afternoon's session on Teams Masterclass, Rock Your Community Events with Jennifer and Raphael. Hope you have a good afternoon, and I'll pass it over to you.
So, hello from Cologne.
Yeah, hi everybody. Yeah, welcome to Commsverse. I'm really excited to be part of this event, and thank you for being here and joining our Teams Masterclass. Today I'm presenting with my co-host Raphael.
Hello.
Yeah, and we will talk to you about our Teams Masterclass, Rock Your Community Events. So first of all, big thanks to the organizers who did a really great job to turn this into this perfect online conference, and also to the people behind the scenes. We're just working as presenters and as producers to make this happen. Yeah, and also I want to thank to sponsors. Without them, such events would not be possible, so be sure to visit their booth and this great exhibition. So if you're not checked this out, do this in the next days. Yeah, and so let's start. First, a little bit about me. So my name is Jennifer. I am engaged as CFO in Society for Digitization and Digital Progress, and we support various projects and research in the field of digitization. For example, we are hosting a mentoring program to support the future presenters. And I'm also co-organizer of a user group, the Microsoft 365 user group, the SharePoint Saturday Cologne, and the Teams Community Day. So, Raphael, it's your turn. Can you introduce yourself?
Thank you very much. We recreated the slide a little bit more. So, hello, I'm Raphael Kollner. I'm from Cologne too, with really nice weather and a lot of rain here. So it's weather from UK, so all fine. I'm executive consultant at BDO Digital. It's a consulting company and economy company, and with legal and IT compliance and all of this together. And I'm also Microsoft Regional Director, one of the regional directors from Microsoft in this year and also last year. And I'm also Office Apps and Services MVP the last 8 years. I'm renewed, so thank you very much. And I'm also Windows Insider MVP and talking a lot about Microsoft Teams and all of this. And yeah, I'm CEO of the Society of Digitization and Digital Process, and writing a blog and have Twitter. So have a look at the slide and have a lot of communities together with my co-host Jennifer and also with other guys from the community like Martin. And so, yeah, let's talk about what we do, or? Yeah, we have a short agenda. So we have around 40 minutes now. So we have a short agenda, like a little bit introduction, how it works with the COVID-19 crisis and what we do. Then we talked about preparing an event, preparing a community event, and then what happened while we have an event, and what we learned out of the last 5 years, and mostly about the last 8 weeks, 9 weeks, what we learned about events. And it's a little bit also what you see here at the Commsverse conference. And then we have some moonshots, so some innovation things we do, and we talk about it and we think about it. So yeah, let's start and come with us into this session of Mastering Microsoft Teams events. So a little bit introduction, creating a community, and this is the community event, and it's also a community events are a part of a community. And for us, and we talked a lot about it, it's, yeah, creating a community is like building a cathedral. You need a concept, you need also a leader, you need a leadership team, that's better. You need the right stuff, you need the right material, you need attendees that will come into your cathedral. So, and Cologne, and we come from Cologne. Cologne is one of the best examples. We have the cathedral called Dome here in Cologne, and I think around 2,000 years they built, 2,000 years they built the cathedral, and we are not finished. So building a community and building different events in the community is a lifetime project. You start, you are a part of the community, and hopefully, and that's what we saw in the last years also, if someone said, okay, it's enough for me, I will leave the community proceed more. So it's a lifetime project, and one of what we learned together is
you also have to renew a lot of things. So you cannot say, okay, this is finished. You're always in a renewing process, have to rethink over the projects you're done and thinking what we can do better. Yeah.
And we can say at the end the result is you don't have a finish line, or you have targets. So like building a new window in the cathedral or like this, but you have finished your community. No, you finished your, you have a great target at the end, the ready community or the ready cathedral. No, so you have every time you think and talk about it and discuss what you do in your community. And one of the parts, and one of also the main parts, is the community events. And that's what we talk about today. So talking a little bit about mastering your community, and we talk together, we talk with our other hosts of the community which help us, and we talk, okay, what are the key facts what you bring with you in the community and also in the events. That's for the first time, it's be open to everyone. Everyone is welcome, so everyone is welcome to the community. The community is bigger, so if it's a pro, is it expert in the topic, or is it a beginner of the topic, that's all okay. It's a woman or man or whatever, everyone can come. So for example, in our community we have also some children in the community. That's really cool, and I like it. So everyone is welcome, and respect everyone is one of the main rules also of the community rules. It must be also one of the rules of community events, like and that's one of the great things. Keep it simple, huh?
Keep it simple to entering, and don't make it too complicated, so everyone can join directly and feels welcome.
So for example, only one website with the agenda and all of this, short links, and one of the good examples is Commsverse, for example. Short links, you know where we have, where's the agenda, and all of this. And also be tolerant. That's the same, like respect and all of this. Use channels. We started and created with Microsoft Teams our own community before COVID-19, and what we learned in the time of COVID-19 more and more about how to handle the community in channels, and we talked about how to use Microsoft Teams, and you have to say, go in this tool which your community is using. So we start with Microsoft Teams around 2 years before. And all of our attendees said, oh, Microsoft Teams, let's meet in Facebook, or let's meet in Meetup, or like this. But, because not everyone is using Microsoft Teams 2 years before. And now we see today more and more in our Microsoft Teams virtual cafe, more and more people join us. And it's tradition.
Time has changed.
Time has changed. So Microsoft Teams is a relevant channel for every community today, out of our view. So go a bit, say hello to everyone. That's one of the important things I have to learn. For example, for me, every time I go into the community setting, if it's in person or if it's online, sitting here,
there are always new people we met. Always new, and no one. And so we can say, okay, some of them are already now friends. Some people are strangers. Before we say, okay, hello, how are you? Tell us something about you, so they can get into this group.
So say hello and learn a little bit about your community. Is it right? So it was some interesting guys we learned to know, and we learned that we have cool stories a little bit later. Cool stories that we can talk about it. So passion is not the money. You don't earn any money with the community. It's your passion. It's your life. It's to learn new people, and that's the main reason for me, for example. Is this all for you? To learn more people.
And also be creative. So new creative ways to share your knowledge and to get something back.
And one of the main things, and you see it on the right side, send reminder. that's what we learned in the mostly in the COVID crisis. You have to set more and more reminders that you said, okay, we start with the event now. Set it via Twitter, via a newsletter, via Teams. Use the notification option in Teams, for example. We wrote a little power app for it to remind your attendees, and invite, for example, the Teams channel. it would be one of the ideas to remind the Teams channel. So if the meeting starts or begins and all of this, the attendees will be reminded. So very cool. So a short back into history. Community 2020 before crisis 19. The best idea is, and also to host an event, you need a leadership team, 2 or 3 people around, and you need helping hands. And for in-person, we have around, from the bigger conference, SharePoint Saturday or like this, we have around 5-6 people, around 5-6 people. They are helping hands to prepare the rooms, helping the people where they have to go, at the food bar and all of this, what we need. So you need this, and you need event checklist. We will publish our event checklist a little bit later. And you need a network that you're helping, for example, getting rooms, helping from the location, getting a better food, for example. Also you need sponsors. Sponsors,
for offline events, it was just for location.
And sponsors is one of the very important things. So that's also, thank you very much for the sponsor that this event is possible. And it's a very hard discussion about commercial, how much commercial we want in the community, how much commercial we want at the events. So this is one of the discussion points we have in the in-person and offline events. And we talk a lot about it. So, I'm too fast. A little bit back. So these are some pictures, right?
Yeah.
What we see here, Jennifer?
So community work in the past. So funny to say this, in the past. So actually since end of February here in Germany, the community work and everything has totally changed. And so there are some people with a lot of guys joining our conferences. There are just a few. We are organized, so it was really great. But we also have this community 2020 and what they need. And so we have this next slide so that you can see it.
What changed?
What is the changing part? And it's already the attendee 2.0. So it's just in the new attendee, not the in-person attendee, but the online attendee, and also the new struggles and everything for the presenters, that they're now presenting from their home and not in front of the audience, which is also a very different part. I think it's not difficult, but it's different. It's very hard not to see the people interacting with them and talking with them. So it's we will see in this session how we're actually just mastering this point for us. So already via COVID and also before, so what we are thinking are good ways to go through this to organize online.
And it's a little bit before for example, the attendee, and you go back one slide back, you see it here on the picture, the attendee only have to come to the event. They have to pay, for example, a lot of some money for the train or for the parking lot or like this. And today we see also the attendees need a smartphone, which is working with the app, need for example, a camera and a headset and all of this. So we have a lot of investment, and one of the issues, and that's for Germany, we have trouble with the bandwidth, with the internet connection. So we talked a lot about it. So for example, this is one of our hints. We started normally at 6 p.m. with our events in person, and now we start at 7 p.m. or at 8 p.m. So we skip our events in the past. So in the evening, more in the evening, because the bandwidth and the internet connection is better for everyone, because the normal workday ends, and then we have a little bit more space and limits so that it works. So one of the new introductions, and the community 2010 is what you see here. 2020 is what you see here. The Microsoft certified headsets with Microsoft Teams and online conferences. And the new attendee is also one who's sitting in front of a PC and looking into the PC on the screen, and that's very interesting. And also a lot of attendees, it's to focus on the session. This is also one of the challenges, for example. So I think let's go forward. and talk about a little bit of preparing one of these events.
So what is about starting a community event? So the preparing is the first thing. And so at first there's actually just, an idea, because everything starts with an idea. So mostly we have the greatest ideas. There's a nice evening with some friends and everything, say, okay, let's do this. That's great. That's cool. And so, and after you have this idea, you're actually, because it's community, it should be fun. You should find like-minded people who say, okay, this is also my passion. I love it. I just want to go with you through this. So you're creating a team. And then you have this concept. So this is just one about, we're talking about a little bit later, about how we have this older concept and now what are the things we're doing now. We're creating new concepts, new ways, new visions.
And one slide back, for the team, I have an additional thing. For example, where you find the team. It's often for us it was people out of the community. People out of the community came to you and said, okay, I want to help you. Out of our perspective, it's a great event, it's a great community, let's help. That's one of the most people we recruited for the communities come out of the community. So that's really cool that the team grows up with the community, and that's very important. You need people, they help and they do something, right, from Twitter posting to helping hands, and you need helping hands on in-person events and also for online events. So in concept we talk a little bit later, and we show them, right? And branding.
Last thing is actually just creating a brand. So you can see this are just stickers. They are just made from a guy from the community. For the Teams Community Day, you have to do a little bit marketing so that people know, okay, what is this all about? So what about is the conference? What can I expect? And so this is really great. And this is also a little bit changing in this online thing, because you have new channels and you have new mediums. So it's just not like you're talking to people and say something like this. So you can use the internet, which is really great, but you also have to know which kind of channels and which parts you should use to get the best benefits.
And the challenge is stickers. We all love stickers, and I hope you too love stickers like these stickers here. I'm a Teams hero, and it was a really challenge, because to sending every attendee a package with stickers is difficult, because we try it on one event in the beginning of this year, and only 40% of the packages and letters are at the attendees. So we lost a lot of. So that's crazy. So you can create virtual stickers, but you can't put it on your device. So 3D printers are not available in every attendee homes, and also the printing sessions not. So that's one of the challenges. So let's talk a little bit more and deeper about the event, or? So
here, actually you see our checklist for event in 2019, and you see, okay, so it was clear that you have a date and time, and when you're just getting the location and you have a little bit sponsors, you are searching for speakers, and so this was just the grounding that has to be. And then you're searching for helping hands, creating the agenda, you needed food, and then you have the attendees. And so you're seeing actually that this checklist from 2019 has totally changed for 2020, because, okay, you don't need a location. You have a different sponsorship and budget. You only have virtual food or something like this, but not this way. And so, and this is all just because we're just having the new events that you have online is the new normal, actually. So you don't have this setting actually.
No chairs, only your own chairs. And food is also one. So for example, as one of the first hints for our communities, we give them a hint 2 days before, please organize something to drink, please organize food, or like this, or we talking about
a little lunchtime session or something like this.
Or talking with, and this is also a little bit harder, talking to food provider in your nearby, so that they can sending foods to the attendees. So very interesting.
And now see different community events and formats. So we have meetups, we have conferences, workshops, but also podcasts or interviews. And yeah, we're just thinking about, okay, how we can turn this into an online format and using Microsoft Teams. And so we're just define our challenges. So what are the problems? So most community lives from personal exchange, that you're meeting people, that you're having fun and everything of this. And so the problem was just most attendees say, okay, when I'm just going online, it's often anonymous, and we don't know which kind of participants are joining us. We don't know their skill level, so they're beginners or they're actually experts in this topic. They also say, okay, personal experience and exchange. So we want this. So we want not just an evening of learning. We also want a little bit of fun and all this. And
networking is the key point. So we don't want, and that's what the attendees give us the feedback. We don't want the speaker as an anonymous person. We don't want to talk into a black hole like this. We want to have more interaction, and we want to see something. So that, for example, we talked to the speaker and said, okay, please switch on your camera so that we can see you. If it's on the phone, all fine. Switch on your camera so that we see, and you have a little bit more in person.
Just like also everyone should get involved. This ghost attendee. So there's just people who are joining the meetings. They're muting their microphones and camera is not on. So you only see, okay, there is someone, but you cannot see, okay, how's this person? Has the person any questions or everything? And also one of the big challenges was also the screen fatigue, so that people say, okay, I'm just working the whole day, so now another meeting, another thing on my computer.
Working in meetings the whole day.
I don't want to look all the time on my screen, and it's very hard. So and we are just talking about this before. We organized the community with Microsoft Teams 2 years ago. We're just starting, but I think the last 3 months
it's growing very fast.
A great impulse also from COVID-19, that we say, okay, people are more willing to test new things, to go in new ways. So it was just a little bit faster, a little bit turbo.
It's a turbo boost. We created a forms that everyone can sign in, and then we invited the people automatically every 4 days or like this, and we invited the people out of the events, the smaller events we have. So it's growing very fast. So the new channel for where are you attendees is Microsoft Teams. It's always more and more Microsoft Teams. It's not the only channel today, but it comes more and more to Microsoft Teams. So it's now the right time. If you don't create a team for your community, it's now the time to create one. And one of the hints is we started with the Microsoft Teams free tenant. It was not the best option because you can't schedule meetings, events, and all of this. So we go back and ordered a tenant via our NGO and opened the team and opened everything in this NGO tenant. So we have the full set of Microsoft Teams features, and this helping a lot of
and also one thing is actually to stay in touch also while there are no meetings, or just having a little bit discussions, welcome, do a little bit games. So who of you like cat videos or something like this? So to get in touch with the people, to just talking to them, to make them more familiar also with the tool. And we're also, we're thinking the old concept. So we're just thinking about, okay, meetups. So how can we make this online a little bit, better? We're improving a little bit, just like it's different from the offline version. And we are having a little bit tooling for the events 2020. So in Microsoft Teams, you have 2 options. So this is first the live events and also the meetings. And so we're just thinking about how we can do this for our events.
And that's what you attend here is the live event. And the typical meeting one is a Microsoft Teams meeting. So we talked about limits and what we use, for example, for our community events. And yes, we have around 190 to 150 to 190, sometimes only 100 people in the meeting. So we decide to make a classic Microsoft Teams meeting. We schedule the meeting in the channel of the team. We can show you, if we have some time at the end, our team, our live team. So you can see, okay, what happened and what happened in the team. So for us, and we have a discussion about it, and here are some arguments for both sides, and some things for both sides. We talked about it, and for us, we decided for Microsoft Teams meetings, and we decided for a little risky version of a Teams meeting, because we switched off the lobby, and we say everyone can join who has the link, and everyone can share.
Yeah, you also see this here. So this was actually write it down. So what was for pro live events and pro meetings, and so the problem or the target for us was to choose the right format for our community events. But the thing is, okay, we see this here, our experiences for Microsoft Teams meetings. This is what you're actually talking about. So there's, I think you can do both, but for us it was just the experience for our meetups and sessions. So you can tell us a little bit more about what worked good for us.
Yeah, we have used the Microsoft Classic meetings. We said, okay, turn on the camera while the speaker is talking. Turn on the camera so that the speaker see your reactions. That's one of the things. For example, out of a speaker view, is very, very important to see the attendees. If it's boring, for example, what I talk, or did the attendees understand what I'm talking? So we try, for example, with short surveys to get more information from the attendees to the speaker, and we said, okay, every attendee can turn on the camera and say something, say hello. If the session is in English, it's in English. It's not the issue. Type in German your question, and we will translate it to the speaker and use all of these functionality. And it's everything. And we said, okay, we make it shorter. So normally we have 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. in person, and we said now from 6 to 8. So mainly most 2 hours. But sometimes, and that's really crazy, one of these crazy stories, we have around 10-15 community members from these around 2000. They said, okay, let's talk a little bit, and we make a little after community event talking, and sometimes we talk to 10 p.m. So that's very funny, but that's also like your community event. It's not you have to do it. It's an option. You can do it. So that's why we don't close the classic meetings in the evening. We close the meetings 2 days later, so that people can check with each other. And often we see, for example, the question, oh, 1 day later, there was a guy in the meeting. They talked about, for example, one of the companies, they can connect their Microsoft Teams audio stream to the elevator phone and all of this. I have to talk to these guys. So this was one of the interesting things. We said, okay, let it open, and
also it was just no recording. We decided to not record the meetups, to allow the attendees to speak a little bit more freely, so that they can say, okay, it's not just like business, and I don't want to have this video and everything on internet or YouTube, so that we can discuss completely open. And so also for the small talk thing, so it's just like nicer. It's like you're being together, but also via the camera. In person is also not recorded.
So we said, okay, we do the same with our community meetings, and we have a huge discussion, because around 2 or 3 people, mostly the new people coming to the community, said, is this meeting recorded? And we tested it sometimes, 3 times we tested it, and we see that, for example, 50% of the attendees leaves the meeting when it was recorded. Mainly reasons, we asked some of the attendees. Someone said, okay, if it's recorded, I don't want that someone see my name in the meeting. we don't know what happened with the recording, and they're afraid what happened with the recording, what's doing with the recording. We explain that we only publish it into the Microsoft Stream channel so that everyone can use it and not more. But yeah, we see it very different. For example, we have a meeting without recording and we have a meeting with recording in our Teams Community Day. And you can say you are the host of the recording session. How much questions are in the recording sessions?
Yeah, there were
zero.
Yeah, zero
One,
questions.
yeah.
But this is also, you see, our
zero
experiences
interactivity
for meetups and also for smaller conferences. So there are actually, there are bigger conferences or something like the Commsverse here. So this is just a little bit different.
Genau.
Yeah, and you see actually here our experiences for conferences. Yeah, but most problem or what you have to think about is you need definitely helping hands. So that you say, okay, we need people who moderate the things, who produces, who are just supporting the presenters. Yeah, but it's also
So thank you, Andrew, in the back.
Yeah, but for us, sure, you have no face-to-face interactions. We don't see our audience now, and they only see them, so they don't see other participants. They can say, okay, this is Bob or this is some other guy. So I know from different conferences. So this is the thing that you don't have in this live events, but you have this Q&A area, which is also very useful, which you don't have directly in this meeting option. So this is just only one point. So we're discussing a little bit about
turn on the Q&A. It's mastering, turn on the Q&A, that you have an interaction, but explain the Q&A and explain, and this is very important, explain that you can publish some of the question and answers, so that you can use anonymous way, but you can publish it to the whole audience. So that's very important if you decide as a producer to publish or not. So this was one of also the customer and reaction from the attendees.
Yeah, and also when we're just having the live events, we're just having additional areas. So we're having just a meeting or something like a lounge or a breakout room. So which also will be available at the end of this session, so that you have this personal exchange. So then you can have the speakers there, you can have the attendees there, then they can put their cameras on, they can discuss. So you have a little bit of both. So of the benefits of the meeting and from live event. And so we have a little bit of impression. So from the last month, so you can actually see it here that we're having just a lounge created, and also bring your own lunch where we're discussing while the people are eating their lunch on their desks. So it was really great, and you can also see how we overcome actually challenges. So most points actually Raphael and I pointed out during this talk actually is allow attendees to turn on their video so that you can see each other. Then also a little bit starting routine. So this is what Raphael actually did when the meeting starts. So not just, okay, welcome, this is the meetup, and now we're starting. He just already has a little bit small talk or another off topic they're discussing about. So a little bit warm up.
Warm up with a slide, and the slide something moving, and also a little bit sound. So now we all know that websites with sounds are boring and bad, but for meetings, yes, it's good. You have a sound and a website, and you can add sounds and audio files to your PowerPoint. So that's one of the things. And also we have a good idea is background challenge. So background was a very big big thing for us, that more and more people open the camera. So that's one of the things, make a background challenge. And on this picture you see a lot of customized backgrounds, and that's really cool, and that's what you can use, and that's a little bit of mastering your events. Make make some of these challenges. So
and you also have this. So it's just beginners content. So that's what we're talking about. So you have a lot of people, and we're actually knowing a lot of people who are just starting. I think in March they're just starting to use Microsoft Teams, and so we're just having also beginner sessions. So how to get started with Teams, how to mute and unmute, how to put your camera on. So how can you just have this personal background, so that these people also say, okay, I feel familiar with these tools, I can participate, I'm also one of the cool guys who are actually having this great background. So yeah, this was also just one good thing.
And mainly thing is, for example, share your knowledge. For example, if you hold your Teams meeting on a phone, a CT or an iPhone, for example, your mic is open. So that's very interesting. So I said, okay, please go out of the meeting and come back. That's better. And we learned that we make shorter meetings, but higher frequency. So normally we have one meeting in person per month. And now we have one meeting every Wednesday for 2 hours, every Wednesday for 90 minutes, or like this, every Tuesday for 90 minutes. So we have shorter, but more events. And if you see more and community events, it's like a marathon, like these conference also. And for the conference organizer, it's a marathon. You have to do a lot of before, from feedback forms, creating rooms, creating live events, train the speaker, train the moderator, train the producer, inform the speaker how they do, which account they can log in, and all of this, and also helps the speaker, because a lot of speaker in person, it's easy. They come with their laptop, plug into the HDMI connector, and then it works. But for online, you have to know a little bit more. You have how to join a meeting and all of this. So this is but very short. If it's too long, no one reads the emails and all of this. So while the meeting, I talked about the slide with sound, talking a little bit about housekeeping rules. So we use for our smaller events Microsoft Teams meetings, which are very open without lobby. So we have a lot of housekeeping rules that the administrator can mute someone. It is also one of our wish list on user voices, to mute everyone instead of the speaker. That was one of the functionality we need. So if we mute everyone, we mute the speaker too. So, but talk with the speaker, then it works. Technical support, so you need helping hands with posting links. Also posting links from the slides in the chat is also one of the important things, and help the attendees and help them to enjoy the meeting. And after the meeting and after the event, enjoy yourself. Be happy about it, what you do, and mark some to-dos for the next presentation, for your next event, what you can do a little bit better, and have a look in the feedback form.
And what we actually do is just we're analyzing feedback forms, and from this analyzing, and we're reading, okay, what do the people want and everything. They're just coming also what we say in the beginning, great innovations.
And that's that's the next topic.
Great innovations, so that we're just thinking, okay, how we can make the meetings better, how can we improve ourselves. So and this is just what Raphael talks a little bit about, his idea here, just coming in I think this September. This September, sorry, February. This February, you're just thinking about, and you're just realizing it. So can you just talking about your
I can talk a little bit about it. It's very interesting that we need innovation. And I talked to you at the beginning, and that's a little bit of the cycle we have in our session. At the beginning, I told you it's creating a cathedral. And for example, to start with a part of the cathedral and a technique that is innovated in this time. And 100 years later, you start to build another part of the cathedral, but you have newer techniques, you have more knowledge, you have better experts in this area. And that's like for community events. You're starting with a community event. That is start and try a community event. It's your chance, and it's your chance. You learn while you are creating and handle an event and a community event. So what we do and said, okay, we need a little bit of innovation. And we started with the Microsoft 365 Virtual Cafe. What was the idea? We have the issues from 1 week to another week. We have to cancel our in-person events. We have to cancel our conferences. We have to cancel everything. And we have limits, for example, only 2 households, only 2 people in a room, and all of this. So you see here, that's a lot of more. So that's a picture from today, for example. We have 5 or 6 people in a room, and we combine it with Microsoft Teams. And this was an idea we have with the Microsoft community days, which was also a community event. We have to mix with Microsoft Teams in person and online events. So we have sessions in person and we have sessions online. And with Microsoft Cafe, we said, okay, this is the only online one, maybe in the future also mixed. So we have the need. We have people and they want to meet with each other, but it's not possible in person. We have a network. We have a lot of people, companies, students, all of these guys in the community. They want to meet and they want to talk to each other. They want to talk about other topics than with their work and with their colleagues. And we said, okay, and they have questions also, because we are a community, we're helping each other. So we have the idea to start with the Microsoft Virtual Cafe. It's an online one, shorter, every week, 1 hour every week, at the same time, at the same location, in the same Microsoft Teams channel. Yeah, we have new meetings. That was one of the discussions. We have one meeting all over. No, we have every week a new meeting, because in this meeting the speaker is on and we don't close the meeting directly. So the attendees can ask the speaker questions in this meeting too, via chat, for example. And also we transform the meetings into the channel, so that we said, okay, please open the discussion in the channel, and we added all of the attendees in the team in the channel so that they can discuss with each other. And what was the result? The result, more and more people joining the Microsoft Cafe, the Microsoft team, and they are happy and talk to each other. And it was very, very interesting that you can say, yeah, we are open. So they don't have to join the Microsoft team. They have to join the meeting. Yeah, that's fine, but they can join anonymous. They don't have to talk about their company and all of this. But if they want, they can join the Microsoft Virtual Cafe in our NGO tenant. That's possible. And they can join with another account or a Hotmail account, Outlook account, so that they don't have to use the company accounts. Yeah. So that's very to be open to everyone and give an easy access. And
yeah, we also have a lot of beginner content. We were just talking a little bit before, so that the people can get in touch. And this is the thing where you can see it now a little bit in live. So what we're just doing with live events and a virtual lounge, you see a virtual lounge for Global Azure Bootcamp. We have this virtual lounge, and we also have it for the Build conference to connect with the people who are staying, all in their homes and just only watching Build sessions and everything, so that they can say, okay, we can a little bit exchange each other with each other. And also Teams Community Day, where we also have a lounge with a little bit off topics, also just smaller presentations, just like a guy shows 10 minutes, a little bit about his feature in Microsoft Teams he likes most, or another girl is just saying something, what she likes in Teams, or did you know this thing, when you're just putting here this shortcut, you can go through this. So this is really great.
Or we have also a challenge, making a picture out of your room. So making a picture out of the window where you're sitting, so to see the weather outside, and talk a little bit about also some personal information to bring the virtual community closer together. So to mastering the challenge of an offline one. And
you also see actually in this picture is just four pictures in one screen. You only see just Teams is actually it's now
49.
A lot of new announcements. I think actually you have to think each week or each new days. Okay, so now they're just made 49 and everything. So you actually see that also the product is actually changing a lot. And
and be open, be creative. For example, using papers, write your name on it, making pictures about it. So these are one of the things you can mastering your event. And at the end, and we will show to you one of these things. So the next picture is not building a cathedral, going together on a mountain, helping each other. And now we will see, and we have to discuss in the future what happened with community events, how you can mastering in the future. And for us, it is the target is very clear. We have mixed events. We will have events in person, and we will open these events in Microsoft Teams meetings, and we are buy and bought a camera So, for example, you can use also cameras from the sponsors here in the Commsverse conference, for example. And we opened a camera, for example, at the Microsoft offices, we have Microsoft Teams room systems we can use, and we want to add Microsoft Teams meetings to every in-person meeting. And yes, you need helping hands. So you need one guy out of the community, if it's Jennifer, or if it's me, or if it's Martin, or everyone who has a laptop or a smartphone and is joining this event and can add questions from the people, also to Teams meetings into the room, or the people can unmute and show their face and all of this, and joining virtual events. Because what I see and what was a learning out of the last month, we have more and more people in our community, not around Cologne. 100 kilometer around Cologne was so normal, 100, 150 kilometer. And now we have people from Europe in our community. They are joining and said, okay, now it's very cheap and easy to join you in Cologne. So that's what we learned and what we want in the future with Microsoft Teams, to give everyone the chance to meet the community and also the in-person community.
And the first thing is just, we encourage everyone to start, create a team, and then see what happens. So it's just, when you're not creating a team, so you have to start. When you're just starting, you get feedback from the community and everything, and so you can get better.
In the picture, and this is one of the last sentences, Microsoft Teams is your helping hand with your community events. That's right. So, and we are 30 minutes above, but you have now time for questions. Use the Q&A area, or if you want to talk with us or need to chat with us, we have also a post presentation breakout room. That's also possible. That's a good idea. Also breakout rooms or virtual cafes. And also, it's very open.
It's important actually. So it's just talking about. So all the organizers need your feedback to say, okay, what worked out for me, what we can do better, and everything. So
here's a feedback link.
Please submit the feedback to the organizers and say, okay,
make a picture.
What you like of the conference, and maybe also what you don't like, so that they can improve them.
So now you have time, and I share the breakout link, and also Andrew is copying the link in the chat. So we will meet there in a couple of minutes, and we will say thank you. If you want to be in connect with us, use Twitter, for example. Send us a tweet, use the email, go to my blog on everything, or using for Office 365 Meetup in Cologne, Azure Meetup Cologne, or like this.
And also if you have questions starting a community or something, just ping us a message or something,
Or via Microsoft Teams, it's also possible.
Via Microsoft Teams, we're happy to help you,
So, Andrew.
So let's see if there are any questions.
If there are any questions, let's have a look into the question area.
Other questions just be published.
Right, I can't hear you very loud, Andrew, but I see only.
I just have my Microsoft Boom up.
To see the face is bigger. Okay, that's not for us. So
I think we cannot change the settings so that we can make our faces a little bit bigger. I don't think
so. Thank you, Andrew, for posting the link. And there was a question: what's your experience with live events, not Microsoft Teams, regarding eCDNs? In every schema of Microsoft, you find the inclusion of 3 possible eCDNs to be really able to host a live event. Do you have experience with live events which did not use one of the 3 propaganda CDNs with massive? I know. Okay, Andreas, I can answer. Andreas is oh no, I told you were asking, but it's published. Okay, Andreas is asking, you can use the Microsoft CDN or other CDNs to have a better experience and better audio and video sharing via the live event, because live event is the old Skype for Business broadcasting event, and now it's streamed with Microsoft Azure Media Services. And no, we don't have experience with other CDNs. We tried 2 CDNs, to other third-party CDNs, but we have the same situation as a lack of 30 to 90 seconds with audio and video stream after we talk here, and 90 seconds later the people see that. Yes, that was one of the 3 big reasons why we choose to use Microsoft Classic events. So Microsoft Classic conferences as a conference tool and as our community tool, because of the lack of the video streaming, all of this. So live events for us is like here, it's a conference tool. It's a tool for town hall meetings and all of this. And yes, we try it with other CDNs, but it's not better. We try also the 3 ones. We try one of the German ones, the Telekom, but it's not working very well. So that's one of the reasons we decide to use a Microsoft event with around 300 people now, and we have around 190, 210. And that is one of the hints we can give you, Andreas. If you have, for example, 300 people as a limit, or 250 before, you can have around 200, 220 people in the meeting, because often, and this is what you have to learn with Microsoft Microsoft Team meetings, people are leaving the meeting and joining into the meeting. So you need 20 to 30 free accounts for people they joining and coming in. So that's often, for example, we have people out of the car and they leaving our event 20 times in an hour, and they come back. So yeah, we have not the issue that we have a lot of people in our event, but if we have more than 300, yeah, we have to switch to live events, and then we have a lack of the time. But what we want to do is to use breakout rooms and more Microsoft Teams meetings. So creating a structure of main and breakout rooms with the meetings, and streaming one of the meetings into the other rooms. That would be our favorite topic, instead of using live events. I hope it answers the question. And I think we are in time. Or?
Yeah, Andrew actually posted the
yeah. So we go to the
networking link. So yeah.
Post session. So Andrew, thank you very much. We're leaving and go to the post event session. Is this right?
Thank you all for attending. So, and yeah, if you want to connect, so feel free during Commsverse to just connect with us.
And use the link. I want to show the link to the breakout rooms, and use the feedback link. So thank you very much. See you in the breakout room.
Cheers all.